Hi guys, and welcome to the Awakening Energy. You know me, I'm Skeed. Welcome to this Kundalini Activation Energy Transfer Transmission Session. We ready? No hands today. Raising the energy of the spine and down. Shakti Shiva Shen Wei. Prana Chi. Just some of the names. We use the name Kundalini. We can even use the name Tantra. White Tantra, the Kundalini. There are other Tantras that we're drawing on, the Jinn energy, the sexual energy. We pull that into we can keep these things separate. And therefore occulted, hidden. Or we can combine them. And if we use these names, like Tantra or Kundalini, this can be claimed to be a yogic practice from India. However, if you think of Western Tantra, the red and black Tantras, they don't come from India. There are even claims like the famous Indian book, the Kama Sutra, is not actually Indian at all. It was stolen and copied, and it's Taoist. And of course the Taoists have their system of Qi, Shen and Wei. Not the Buddhists, the Taoists. Then we have Shamanism, older than both of them. Taoism was born of shamanism. So was yoga, coming from Tantra, Shakti, Shiva. There's been a statue claimed to be 9,000 years old of Shiva, right? But then we can study Western occultism as it's been coined. You could look at names, the Golden Dawn, Rosicrucianism, which of course have been taken from Kabbalah, which would then be claimed by the Jewish. But then we have the Zoroastrian priests, which are Persian, and they have similar things, and in Sufism there are similar things. So it could be claimed by the Sufis, it could be claimed by the Zoroastrians. But then these things. Some say it was taken to Persia because of Christian and Jewish persecution, Roman persecution, so it was taken to Persia to keep it secret, protected, and the Persians kept the knowledge. Before the persecutions, it was there, in the West too. But then, of course, as we know, you can even look at the Jewish book or the Christian book. At that time of the Exodus, where did the Jews come from? Well, they lived in Egypt, in the time when there was magic in Egypt. Yes, Rosicrucianism, the levels of the Golden Dawn. If you read between the lines, the gates, the gods, the symbols, just as in the yogic, Hindu, Indian, their god system are gates, energy gates. Just as if you look in the temples of Egypt, different animal heads represent different energy gates. Yes, practiced in Egypt. Heka. Of course, Heka translates Hekate into the god systems, into Greece, into Rome, change manipulated. But of course it also translates to magic. Witchcraft was born from this too. Was a witch, the first mentions of witches in history, were potion makers. You look at the historical text, the first witch was a potion maker who made potions to be able to reach the divine. In some places that was called soma. These days we could call it hallucinogenic concoctions to reach the divine. Christian times, what they drank at weddings. Of course, you also got that from the Amazon. Central America. Of course, North America have their traditions as well, with the peyote, the San Pedro. Europe with its mushrooms. But it wasn't just about hallucinogenic drugs. All the cultures lost in South America, hidden by time, destroyed by the Europeans when they went there. Claims of massacres, but more likely, as they said, cultures were destroyed simply by things like smallpox and things like that. The cultures disappeared, the jungles, much of the knowledge is lost. Yet we also know we had the snake or the dragon, the Kundalini. I hope you're connecting to my energy. You can find correlations with these things in Africa, in Australia, with the Aborigines. It is everywhere. It doesn't belong to a single culture, despite the name we give it. It is everywhere. Some people might use the word Kundalini. It's just a convenient name. Of course, we can call it just the awakening energy, hence my channel name. Because it is the energy that awakens us. In some cultures it was called rebirth. The Egyptian Book of the Dead talked about the dead and the alive. Some people still think that referred to when people die. The alive were considered those priests, priestesses, the pharaohs, had the hidden knowledge, they were considered alive, ruling over the dead, the uninitiated, those that did not wake up. So do not be fooled by cultures keeping this to themselves, saying it's theirs, they're special. That's just ego, patriotism. Do your research, you'll find it everywhere. The symbols are in every culture. Snakes, bird wings, obviously all the sacred geometry. Represented in different ways, whether it's from ceramic work, on temples, using one or two ceramic shapes to create non-repeating patterns, to literally hexagons and pentagons, mandalas, everywhere, every culture. Remember, if you wish to just connect to the energy of this session and not listen to the history culture lesson, just turn the volume down, set your intention, connect to the energy. Let's go a little deeper now. Balance the chakras, go from top to bottom. 7, 6, 5, 4, opening the heart. It's always a big one. 3, 2, and the root. An energy transfer session. There's other names. It's satsang, blessing. In English would be the translation. There are many, many names. More popular names come from India, the Philippines, Indonesia. Highly energetic nations. You'll also find other names in Hawaii, the Polynesian cultures, and of course from the shamans. Something that was taken, manipulated, broken into the religions. Modern religions claim the same thing. It's what priests do, but most don't even have an inkling idea of what they're actually doing. There will be a select few that know, but most have no idea of the origins of their ceremonies. To them, they are just ceremonies. Ceremony, ceremonial magic. Golden Dawn, Rosicrucianism, Kabbalah, the Egyptian, Heka. Round and round we go in a circle. It's there, everywhere. You just have to learn to read between the lines. Even if you wish to think about it, royal symbols. The royals have no clue what their symbols mean. The crown, the scepter, the crown, of course, represents an open Kundalini. The scepter, well, scepter, hammer, axe, lightning bolt. They're all the same thing. They all come from the same place. The 3 claws at each end, what we could call a scepter in English, but 3 claws at each end. So you can find that symbol. It's where the 3 feet on a cauldron come from. All connected, all related. Crystal ball. What's that thing? Scepter. And just because it's made of gold. What's it for? What does it represent? Perhaps I just gave you a clue. It's in movies. People not understanding where things come from. The eye, the all-seeing eye, as the sphere. Lord of the Rings, Sauron's crystal ball, right? The Force, chaos. Different movies, same school of thought. Avatar, still there. Same thing, to a greater or lesser degree. Psychic powers, psychic phenomenon. Just cut through all the mess. And to anyone who follows a culture, a religion, a creed, I apologize if you thought you were special by following that. Obviously, by following one of these paths, you don't get lost, and you manage to actually awaken, you manage to actually align, attune. So they're good. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against them. They're wonderful, because if you jot around, you'll never get anywhere. Hell, that's what the personal help billion-dollar industry is built on, selling you the next latest idea. Don't actually do anything, just read about it. Yeah, isn't that what Mind Valley and companies like that do? Sell, 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 sell. Profit, 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 profit. Rather than focus your attention on a discipline. Doesn't matter which one, they'll all get you there. Some take longer than others. That's your choice. Some people need longer than others. Namaste.